Last video we were going to talk about a collection of games, however that's not going to happen because some of the games would not work correctly, wouldn't even install correctly, the device wasn't able to capture some of the resolution, and then on top of that, some games actually crashed my system. I mean, look at that, what the heck? Ugh. So we'll have to come back to this a different day because there is one particular game I need to talk about. So instead, we're going to be talking about the Legendary iMac G3. Say hello to the iMac. Now, this model here is called the Strawberry. Originally, the G3 was released on August 15th of 1998. This was not the year where the colors took shape. In fact, the one that came out was a generic blue. That was April of 1999 is when they appear in different colors: tangerine, lime, strawberry, blueberry, and grape. Now the CRT monitors are 15-inch 1024 by 768. Spec-wise were different throughout the years, ranging from 233 MHz to 700 MHz CPUs, 32 MB of RAM to 128, but can handle a max capacity of 1 GB. Some were equipped with the ATI Rage Pro or the ATI Rage 128. Hard drive disk varies from 4 GB to 40 GB. Also, not to mention, the I in iMac stood for Internet, Individual, Instruct, Inform, Inspire, coming from the big man himself, Steve Jobs. Now, this iMac was generously loaned to me from a good friend of mine for me to mess around with, so I do thank you for that. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a good wipe down with some of these wet wipes, just kind of get rid of all that dust. It wasn't too difficult of a job, but I didn't want to go too crazy with the cleaning job. He did mention that it did not turn on, so I don't even know if this thing even works, and if I give it a good clean, then it would just be all for nothing. There were scratch marks on the side and on the front of it. He mentioned that that wasn't from him, this is how he originally got it. But I did notice that there were stickers on the side. I just left those on. I didn't want to try to peel them and ruin it even more. Just give it a good wipe down. You know, it's looking really great. It's starting to shine a bit. And then last but not least, just kind of get that screen all wiped up on the sides of speakers. There was a little bit of dust in there, but it wasn't too bad. And we'll go ahead and fire this bad boy up. Man, just hearing that again and having that CRT pop. Oh god, wow. That's nostalgic right there. Yeah, I'm throwing that warning out there because while I was looking through the camera, I've noticed that this screen was just flickering. But it has macOS 9.1, so let's take a look. So I didn't have the original keyboard and mouse, I just plugged in my current mouse and keyboard, which they are USB 3.0, but it still works. Gotta love USBs. Looking at the system specs, I see it's running a 333 MHz CPU. It also has a 160 megabytes of RAM. I didn't think that was possible. It also is equipped with a 6 GB hard disk drive and an ATI Rage Pro 6 MB graphics card. Nice. Now, the real question is can this G3 play any games? Now, personally, I don't own a collection of Mac games. I have very little selection to bring. So, with that in mind, we can go ahead and take a look at SimCity 2000. Alright, so we got this thing fired up, and oh yeah, I gotta switch it. And I noticed right off the bat the speakers were popping. Yikes. I hope they're not bad, but hey, the game works. Now, I never played SimCity 2000 at all. In fact, this is kind of my first time launching the application and just seeing what it's all about, and it looks fun. I tried starting a new game, but I have no idea what I'm doing. But performance-wise, it's running really great. I know the recording may seem a little different, but to the human eyes, it was really fast. Now, there wasn't any sound popping at all. In fact, I didn't hear any popping during this gameplay. I don't know, maybe it's just the intro video. Well, there goes half the city. Don't feel like rebuilding it at all. Alright, moving on. Next up we have is StarCraft, and I enjoyed a lot out of this game. I think this is one of my favorite sci-fi strategy games. I loved playing the campaign, I loved doing skirmish and using cheat codes, I thought that was great. And I also like the fact how it's a hybrid CD, so that means it works for Mac and Windows. Personally, I think all games should be like that, but hey, I can understand why they couldn't. But here's some of the gameplay, and again, it's running smoothly, and the sound, very nice and crisp. So again, I wasn't too sure why the SimCity 2000 intro was having a popping sound. Oh well. And this is just me right now getting my butt kicked. Yeah, I'm not really that great, that's why I use cheat codes, but let's go ahead and move on. Now, to be honest, these weren't really the games that I remember playing on the iMac. The games that I remember, or my experience with the iMac, dated back in elementary school, where we used to go to these computer labs and it would be lined up with the iMac G3s, and it was just typically the blue color. So we're going to go ahead and touch base on those games that I remember playing. But first things first, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the Mac OS from 9.1 to 9.2.1. So let's go ahead and get started, and then we'll take a look at the games. Alright, so the installation process didn't take too long. It roughly took about 10 to 15 minutes. It did say it was going to take about 29, 25, and then it said 20 minutes. But all in all, it was a pretty successful job. It didn't delete the files that I thought, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm just going to go ahead and change the background. I'm not liking the whole red wallpaper that's going on. It's actually been hurting my eyes the whole time, and I do see that it's got a lot of themes related to one of the colored iMacs, but I'm just going to change it to something that satisfied me. Let's go with the Roswell. Actually, that actually looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, flying saucers. That's cool. Now here's one of the classics I remember playing in elementary school, Kids Pick Studio. Man, this was just awesome to go back and mess around with it, especially with some of the choices that they have. Yeah, I'm not too sure exactly what I made. It was an owl with human hands, but oh, whoops. Yeah, use your imagination. Now, of course, it has a variety of stuff. So there's the wacky TV, there was the kids picks, which is basic drawing, slideshow, movies, stampation, and digital puppets. Yeah, that's just great. I probably would have done the same as just walk away from an alien that's holding a bat that's threatening me to get on the spaceship. Yeah, I'm really not too sure what I'm doing. I'm just having way too much fun with this. Looks like Pac-Man, or there's a whole bunch of them are just flying in the air. Ghost looks like he's seen something he shouldn't see, and the sun, well, he looks as confused as the ghost. And of course, I have to talk about this game, which a lot of people are not going to believe that I played this at elementary school. But here it is, it's Nanosaurus. What is Nanosaurus exactly? Well, from my understanding, you're a velociraptor with a jetpack attached to its back and a hand cannon that looks like it's modified on its right arm. Yeah, I don't know why, but I was having a lot of fun playing this, and how I found it on an elementary school iMac, well, everyone was doing their math games, and when we got done, we had to choose to play kids picks or just keep doing the math game, and I didn't really want to do that, so I went snooping around the hard drive and found this game and launching it up, and yeah, I liked it. In fact, I was playing it for a long time. I had the volume down a little bit because I didn't want the teachers to know what I was doing. But then, all of a sudden, one of the kids next to me saw what I was doing, and he was amazed, and he wanted to know how to play this game. Next thing you know, I got the whole classroom behind my back as I'm playing this game. And it didn't take too long for the teachers to see what I was doing and tell me to shut off the game and shut off the computer and go wait outside. Yeah, that was fun. And that about wraps it up for the iMac G3 and my experience with it. And honestly, it was just a blast. I love messing with this thing again and just going back and playing Kids Picks and Nanosaurus. Again, I wish I would have owned the keyboard and mouse with the Strawberry, and I believe the keyboard had USBs on the side to plug your mouse in. I wasn't too sure if it was the first keyboard to do it, but hey, one of you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. The footage that you're seeing right now is from Spaceship Warlock. Again, this is one of my favorite point-and-click games, and actually my very first point-and-click game. And of course, it's a hybrid CD, so it works on the Mac as well. And of course, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and comment and tell me about your experience with the iMac G3. Was it great? Was it horrible? All opinions are welcome, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.